excellent viewers, this is Satellite Media. Mr. Chinedu Michael. In Rivers State, as it stands today, police have taken over the 23 local government secretariats. And the government, the local government chairman can run from anywhere, meaning they are going to have alternative offices, secretariat as the case may be. And we understand that the tenure of the former chairman have expired, and they are citing an extension of their tenure by 6 months by Martin Amaude's led House of Assembly faction of the House of Assembly. And of course, we understand that a court in Rivers State already ruled that the 27 lawmakers loyal to Wike should stop parading themselves as lawmakers. Hence, they defected from PDP to APC. But as it stands, the police take order from the IG. The IG takes order from the office of the National Secretary. The National Secretary Advisor takes order from Abuja. Who do you think the police interest is serving?
Of course, the structure of the police as I speak to you now, before this crisis get to this level, there was a security meeting convened by the governor talking about Fubara, and they look at the security detention, around Rivers State, and they went into closed door meeting where a certain resolution was agreed. Whatever that was agreed there, is just to look for a way to play around the security of Rivers State at the end of the day, no matter how you look at it. We know that the structure of the police, the military, has to come from the presidency, no matter how you look at it, you understand. But the excessive of it, if people feel that they have become a necessity, a security threat to the people of Rivers State, they will resist it. They will resist both the police and the army, and I don't think that the federal government want to push Rivers State people to that extent. Already you can see what Galadima has been telling Tinubu to desist from, pushing federal might in either Rivers State or in Kano, because it will going to even affect presidency at the end of the day. So I think what the governor is trying to do, and for me, I feel that Fubara is 100% in charge, no matter how you look at it currently now. One, the invasion of the local government secretariat has already been stopped. Those whom tenure has actually expired has already gone. And I'm talking about the local government chairmen, and you can see that everything is becoming very clearer. People are coming to witness the direction and the policies on how to restore, 100% peace in Rivers State, by the governor using stakeholders, no matter how you look at it, to achieve his aim. And what is his aim? He has already made it very clearly too. No, there's nobody who wants to work with somebody, that does not give 100% loyalty to the authority. I have to appoint people. Wike does it, did it too. We saw it in Amechi, when they were able to almost bring down the National Assembly, the State National Assembly, at the end of the day, peace was restored. So what I'm saying on this point is that Fubara should be able to know at this point in time whether there are conflicting court judgments, irrespective of how you look at it. He is still the governor of that state. The first thing you need to do is to make sure that the head of local secretariat should at least take over the position of expired local government chairman, pending when things are going to be properly defined, and people will now begin to see the direction on how they will consolidate on local government election and thereabout. So I think that the governor is in good order, but any further push from the presidency or from the IG is going to go against the will of the people of Rivers State. And let me tell you, unless Tinubu does not value the presidency at the end of the day.
Okay, now the police is saying our interest is to protect critical infrastructure, because we understand that the mandate of the police generally is to protect life and property, and they are giving that as a reason of taking over local government secretariats. Do you think they are fair?
Yes. That's their job. to maintain a high level of professionalism in trying to provide security for both parties, irrespective of how you look at it. And I think in that direction, the governor has not made any negative statement against that, against or feel or report that his interest is being threatened or his supporters, are being put under a serious threatening position, talking about the development currently in Rivers State.
Okay, now let's all look at the intention of APC in Rivers State, calling on Mr. President to declare state of emergency in Rivers State. We understand that the similar scenario played out in Kano, where the national leader of NFPP, Kwankwaso himself, alleged that federal government is planning to declare Kano state of emergency. A position the federal government simply debunked, saying that it's fallacious. But coming to Rivers State, do you think the federal government led by Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu will hearken to the advice of APC in Rivers State?
Tinubu himself wants to play politics because he knows that 2027 is already on ground. You can see what is happening in Kano currently now, and it looks like that APC is going to lose Kano at the end of the day. Because the citizens of Kano are backing, are supporting, are all out for Sanusi, and the federal government is also using the other leg, led by Ado Bayero, to support their interest in Kano. So you can see the two emirates also already at war. So what if federal government failed to consolidate and be able to build that kind of structure and political structure that can add value to them 2027? Let me just explain to you, at the end of the day, what is going to happen to Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to lose APC completely in Kano to opposition. And currently now, what is happening in Rivers State is same thing. What you are seeing there is 2027. They are beginning to dismantle Wike structure. And the president has to be very careful, because if it's being perceived to be taking side, of course you know what will happen. Rivers State will not be Lagos. So let me just get it that way.
Let me quickly remind you that the presidential spokesman talking about Aguri was very clear when he said the presidency will not intervene, or rather interfere with the governance of Rivers State. That when the time for politics comes, we will play politics. But away from that, Rivers State in particular, we understand that the lives of Asai Kobo, the lives of Ike Clark, both of them are from Ijo ethnicity, have thrown their weight, not just their weight, their full weight behind Fubara-led government. Are we seeing a tribal crisis in Rivers State?
No, I'm not saying that because charity begins at home. The governor should be seen to have a home support first, before, just like the Biafran quest, when we are talking about Biafra, Igbos have to show, they say charity, you have to show interest in Biafra before we begin to have, other regions who are partners and neighbors of Biafra, to join. So what the governor is saying, the way I'm looking at it, is that governor is already enjoying home support. The nation, you know that this is the first time in Rivers State and the German is becoming a governor. And if this kind of threat is coming, and you can see that he has been able to galvanize more support. You can see what happened yesterday when all the youths in Rivers State, whether they are job or not, what they want is that the governor should be allowed to govern peacefully like any other governor. And the end for that threat coming from presidency, Wike or whatever, will be met with heavy resistance.
Okay, now lastly on this Saturday, I know you are a renowned cafe analyst, but should the presidency or the president himself decide to push for state of emergency? The presidency has spoken the other day that it is not the president does not have the unilateral power to the emergency, that you need to go to the National Assembly to push it through. Do you think the president will have the influence, the aura, to influence National Assembly to declare state of emergency in a state like oil-rich state like Rivers State?
Let me tell you, that the president has just jetted out to South Africa, where he's enjoying a kind of with a cozy romance with Ramaphosa over the victory of Ramaphosa of South Africa. The president is not on ground. And even if the presidency is on ground, and looking at the River State crisis, trying to see whether an option of being tangled on his table that might likely be he should declare state of emergency or whatever whatever, however you may look at it. But let me tell you, the president is also careful because at this point in time, he has seen that the structure, the political structure, the grassroots movement, political movement in River State has finally been taken from Wike, and the president is also looking at re-election, structure that will give him victory at the end of the day. That will make him, begin to look at Wike from the other angle, of trying to know how he's going to handle the issue of Wike, because if he found out that he cannot deliver River State for him by 2027, the best way is to find a way to romance the governor, so that he can be able to balance his structure. Because as it stands now, if he cannot to mingle on state issues, federating units like this, of course, what happened in Kano or what is happening in River State going to affect him. So he needs to be very careful and not to be pushed to declaring state of emergency in River State, and also be careful how he's going to handle Wike, because once Wike is being dismantled in River State and at the national level of the PDP working committee, he has nothing to offer, and you know what happens, he becomes very irrelevant, and the president will not have any option than to push him out at the end of the day.
You are looking at Wike losing relevance. No, that is not the focus of this conversation. But I must say, very thank you for your time, Mr. Chairman. I think this is a good place to let you go if you permit me.
If you permit me to, I would like to say a big thank you to all the viewers. Keep on watching Satellite Media.
I must say a very big thank you for your time. This is Satellite Media.